big screen. So we can show the big screen. We just can't show our video of us, of our faces.
Okay.
So, whatever.
All right.
Just start it whenever, because I'm already recording on video and audio.
So if you're already recording, then Mr. Dale Wentland, welcome to the Cool Shit Show. This is episode number 2. And our cursed image for the week, we're entitling this episode, what did I say? Bloated Bart in the Crackhouse. Can you see that picture, Dale?
But it's Homer J. Simpson.
Isn't that his name, Bart?
But
oh no, it's Homer.
It's Homer.
Yeah, my bad.
That's when he like went on like EI, or no, he like was working from home, and he increased his efficiency by like 33% or whatever, because he got the thing to just hit the Y button instead of YES.
Okay, all right, I'll change it. It's not Bart. Where's Bart? What am I thinking of Bart for? Okay.
Bart's the son.
Oh, Bart is the son.
Yeah.
I'm not a Simpsons guy, man. I respect the craft.
You don't say. You don't say.
Eat my shorts, man.
Hideous Homer and the Crackhouse. That's going to be this episode title.
It looks pretty Crackhousey.
So we've been trying to fix our recording devices for 7:38, just a tick over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And Josh has this great rundown for us. Dale, I want to know what you've been up to, but first I want to play just a little game with you guys. I'm going to go off strip that too, but off script for a second. So I go on these websites like BuzzFeed, Vice, and HuffPo, or like these main 3 that I like to play around, kind of have fun with. So I have 3 headlines, and I want you guys to tell me 2 of them are real, and 1 I just made up. I want you guys to tell me which one is the made up one.
I like that.
I remember this game.
So the first one, how to eat out a non-op trans woman. The second one, should killing female gamers in online games be considered rape? And the third one, is Christmas getting too white? What do you guys think?
Okay, Dale, go first. You're the man right now.
Well, there's always a war on Christmas, right? So, oh man. I just don't want to like say them either. No,
I know it's bad, but
I'm kidding. I have this Mary Poppins umbrella right now.
I like that.
I realized the sun went down and it was too dark on one side, so I was gonna. I'll do it in a sec.
This is the most unprofessional, unlighted podcast.
Yeah,
it's okay. That's the shtick.
You know, actually, we get more
the hot
listens.
Shit show, right? Isn't this the hot shit?
Exactly.
Cool.
Oh, it's the cool shit show.
But also hot.
The cool shit, but we all. Yeah.
It is
we
that.
think we're hot shit, but you know what? It's cool shit.
It's tough, huh?
The killing female gamers is rape. That's my guess.
That's a good guess. Josh, what do you think?
I'm thinking eating out trans woman.
You are both wrong. I made up.
What?
I made up "Is Christmas Too White" off the top of my head just now. I swear to God. Yeah.
But there's always a war on Christmas.
There is, and that's why it was easy. How to eat out a non-op trans woman. So what's that saying is how to give like a guy a blowjob. I'm sorry. How to give a blowjob.
Woman.
How to give a woman a blowjob. Okay. And that's a Vice article. And should killing female gamers in online games be considered rape?
So what is that an article? Is that a Vice article?
Google it.
Okay.
I feel like I would go in incognito mode if I was Googling it.
Yeah. Wait, what is it?
It's a Kotaku article.
Kotaku, really?
Kotaku, yeah, it is.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyways,
Kotaku.
that was fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I guess we could just I'll post that on the descriptions where you can look that up, because we have some cool stuff to talk about.
We do, but our guest today, this is the first guest on the Cool Shit Show.
Did your light go out too? Oh no, it's just the way you guys are sitting. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay.
Uh,
It's just the nature of the beast of bad lighting.
Dale.
Oh, I forgot to turn on one of the lights. That's why.
That too. Why don't you hit that?
Hit the lights.
And Dale, what you been up to, man? What's new? What
Yeah.
You were with Network 1901 for a while, doing
Yeah.
Disney, all things Disney podcasts.
Yeah.
What are you up to now? And
It sounds
how's
like
life?
Yeah,
And
it sounds like I retired or something. But
after
no,
20 years in the
yeah.
the Disney field.
After 2 years. Yeah, no, I so yeah, like I like co-founder of Network 1901, and yeah, it was like I decided it was time to move on and do my own thing and kind of like focus my attentions on content creation, and so I kind of went more bare bones. Yeah, so now I'm on Twitch as Dale Knows, also YouTube as Dale Knows. I'm right now playing Kingdom Hearts because I thought that would be a really good game to transition anybody who liked me from Network 1901 over to my new platform.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but and it's fun. But the one thing I did is I overcommitted, and I started doing voices for all the characters when I first started playing.
That's
Not-
actually
Nice. That's
pretty
not-
awesome.
That's pretty great.
Not really realizing like, oh wait, I have to now like improv random Disney the entire Disney catalog. And like I have to be
You have to watch them.
right. I have to be Mushu and not be racist. I have to be Sebastian and
That's
not
probably
be racist.
tough. Yeah.
Like I can't. Like I have to try to be like, how do girls talk? And like because
How
like
do girls
when guys,
talk?
well, no, but like when you do, if you're not thinking of how to do female character voices, in growing up, you probably didn't try to do a ton of female character voices. You're not really thinking so much about how to do those inclinations with
I
a
don't
soft
think you know
voice.
Stefan very well.
Well,
Many voices.
maybe he
The man
looks
of many
in the mirror.
voices.
Many bad
Yeah, I'm not-
voices.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not very good at all. But you can, if I don't, no one should do this. But if you watched me from beginning to now, I'm better, which is I'm happy about that.
Everyone, watch Dale from beginning to now.
No. But yeah, you can. Everything's at Dale Knows, or Twitter at Dale Knows, Instagram Dale Knows. Yeah, that's my thing. So I'm doing that, and so I'm gonna be streaming, playing like Overwatch and playing other games, just and like doing a interview show.
Oh, there you go.
In the back of a comic book store.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
That's
That is
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah, and we're going to interview content creators there. I've got like comic book artists and writers and stuff, and cosplayers and Twitch content creators and stuff. Yeah.
I remember like one of the first things that I saw you in was when you did the YouTube videos talking about comic books, like reviewing comic books.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
what was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Shattered Empire? Was
Shattered
that,
Empire.
was that what it was?
In like my bedroom, sitting on my dresser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come, stay a while and listen.
Speaking of Star Wars, you said you were tired of Star Wars.
Yeah.
You're burnt out. So without talking too much about Star Wars, explain the reason of why you're burnt out on Star Wars.
Well, okay, so basically my history on YouTube, like with Network 1901, was I made a video called Men Are Ruining Star Wars, and then I left Network 1901 like a month later. Like I was still doing DCC. I was still doing but I just didn't want to make videos anymore. Like I was just kind of done with it. I like kind of just like some of the magic has worn off with Disney content for me. Like I'm kind of like I was a little burnt on that, and just like the kind of culture and society, and like why am I doing a show where I'm talking about people getting mad about the changes at a park and stuff? And I don't know. It just like it's
True.
kind of like, and I love talking about that stuff still, but I don't know. I feel like I was like in too deep. And so I kind of just like now playing and just like talking about the stuff I know or the stuff I've experienced while I played like the game and just kind of my thoughts and engaging with the chat. The chat is like the best thing you really get to build relationships with people while you like play video games and stuff. It's great. I love it.
We definitely should do Twitch.
We should. So I'm curious, did the interest in the franchise go downhill rapidly, or was it just kind of like...
Thanks for bringing me back to the question.
Like just... no, was it just kind of like the constant content creation, just kind of beating yourself over the head with it, and it just kind of eventually annoyed yourself?
The fans, mostly.
Yeah. I could see that.
And like that, and that way it was that way again for me for the prequel trilogy as well, right? Like I was 13 and I'm like, this is awesome, and they're like, you're an idiot, shut up, you're wrong. You're like, okay, I'm sorry.
Prequels are brilliant.
Yeah.
Well,
but there are a lot of haters.
They've got some story structure issues.
They're objectively bad, but they're brilliant.
Yeah.
They're not the best movies.
I got tired of it, and just I got burnt out on watching women get mistreated online, and Twitch is a very positive community, and I got tired of, like, when I left Network 1901, someone like a guy came on and was like, oh, who are they gonna have left to judge and like stereotype an entire gender? Which stereotype an entire gender? There's two genders. Like, come on. Like, what do you mean?
Excuse me, Dale.
Yeah.
There's actually 72 genders.
Right.
So
I am a foxkin.
Right?
I am a arbor gender.
You can also choose to get offended and upset about something like that, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I kind of feel like, I'm like, man, we probably were harsh on Grammy. Like when we're like, Grammy, you can't say that. Like I'm already becoming that way. And I don't mean to be. I just don't know everything. Right? Like, oh, I didn't like one of the ones that confuses me the most, I think, would be when someone wants to be referred to as they. It is totally fine. I don't have an issue with that. I don't that's great. You want, like, I will do it. It's cool. Like, people want or need something to feel more part of the world. Cool. Like, why not try to provide that for somebody? But I don't know that up front. And so I hate that there's like a culture around having to kind of either apologize for it or constantly, like, how curious am I supposed to be about how different everyone is from myself? Like, I will celebrate differences. That's where we're all supposed to get to, but I don't think about differences all the time, let alone every possible difference I can have with somebody.
So you're a completely normal, average,
right?
Person that is just living your life and
and that's how I felt.
Doesn't know he's supposed to participate in someone else's fantasy. I mean,
right?
Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know about the fantasies.
Well, that was probably crucify me. Poor choice of words.
Sorry, I'm gonna.
Well, here's my thing: is that I work with someone who her partner is non-binary, and so she's they are they. So
how do you when you talk to they, how do you address them?
By their name.
But if you're like,
use people's names, so that's mine.
Let's say you were taking them out and you were going to pay for like ice cream. Would you say like she wants a chocolate road and chocolate road, whatever that ice cream is called?
No.
Would you say like
road,
they want
a
Krispy Kreme ice cream?
We'll have a Krispy Kreme ice cream and a Rocky Road.
We.
You know what? That's good. I appreciate that.
No, it's
we speech, man. Corporate we
speech.
speech. That's what you got. If you just become a corporate stooge, you got to figure it out.
or doing telephone support.
Yeah, right.
How about let's go over here and we'll figure this out. I did that for way too long.
I used to have. This was my technique, which I would have been probably upset if one of my reps had done it. is I would be like, all right, so imagine you're my avatar, all right? I need you to just do the things I say, like I'm controlling your body. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, right. I'm like, okay. So with your left hand, move it towards the cable. And they're like, okay, done that. Right? Like you'd have to do that because otherwise you're going to spend 45 minutes on the phone with people. And then, and in those days it was like, get people off the phone. And then it came like, make sure people have a pleasant 45-minute experience.
I've had a 4-hour support call when I used to do that.
Of course. Who didn't, right?
And one time I had to call someone back after lunch and ended up being like a 6-hour call, and they're from Australia.
Right. Yeah, like the call back. Oh man, anybody. I had someone from the bank call me back, and I was like, "Good on her. Thank you so much for calling me back. That was awesome." I would have not. I would have been like, "I sure hope no one notices that one."
Let it slide.
Beautiful.
Okay, so one thing I want to do is talk about dinosaurs, because you know what?
I don't think you're supposed to drink wine like that, but
well, they went extinct so recently, you know.
I know. And the fossil record's all messed up because of the flood and everything.
Stupid Sodom and Gomorrah.
The pillars of salt. Was that
ruining it for everybody? Yeah.
Why'd those guys have to rape the angel? Isn't that in that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, huh?
Oh God. Oh God.
Way to pay attention.
Okay.
Dinosaurs.
Oh wait, I forgot one part of this.
Use headphones for best effect. There's this woman on Twitch who she just clacks into like these like weird ear things. Like she's like,
you know what that is? It's called ASMR, and I will read you the definition of what that is right now. I had this teacher in high school, and her voice was like very soothing to me, and I would always fall asleep in her class. And for like years, I wonder what that was. And I was like, why does this happen? It's actually called autonomous sensory meridian response.
Ooh.
Autonomous sensory meridian response is an experience characterized by a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine. And that happens, people have different triggers, like the lady that you're talking about that does the clicking shit, and that's some people's trigger. Some people like play with books. Other people
I think she does all of that.
Yeah, make like little find like little things to touch that make funny noises, and some people just whisper like bedtime stories and shit like that.
Or like I could imagine doing like a door stopper, like
boing. Oh, I like that noise. I like the vibration.
That's gonna be my new Twitch stream. Me for 24 hours.
Just that's like, dude, weird enough to where
10,000
probably
in a month, I guarantee. And you know what? And what's so frustrating is like, why don't I do it then? Right? Because I want to enjoy what I'm doing.
Call it sounds with a Z.
Yeah. Or maybe I just record it once, change my shirt every hour, and then loop it.
God.
So there's 24 instances of.
Hey, that works.
There's some stuff that is weird enough to where you you get a ton of followers. Like my sister the other week tagged me in this Instagram page with 204,000 followers. It's called Breadface. And this girl just takes videos of herself putting her face in bread in like different areas, like different kinds of bread. Like there's
Is that someone's fetish or something?
I guess, dude. It's just one of those things that's so odd that you just watch it, I guess, and follow this lady. Like this one, she's at a pool and she has like a nice crumb cake, and she's just about to pop up out of the pool and just stick her face in the bread, and it's just an entire feed. I have
to find this. What's the person's? What was it?
It's Breadface Blog. Giving the people something they didn't ask for. She has a YouTube channel as well. Yeah. There you go, 204,000. Just full of her sticking her face in bread. Okay, we're playing the video right now for, I don't know if you can see that, Dale.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Yeah, okay, I can see it.
That's it, dude. It's like just pages and pages.
Good for her.
Exactly, dude, right? Like,
She cracked the code. Cracked the code.
just
She definitely figured it out.
go, like, just get it.
162,760 views.
That's like 1.5 times the population of the city we live in.
Is it?
Yeah, we're like 100,000. We're probably
Dude.
a little over now, I think.
Not being racist, but undocumented is probably like 50,000.
You're right. Yeah,
Not
we live in
joking.
a big. Well, I probably shouldn't say that.
It's an agricultural town.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it goes.
I mean, come on.
Is that the urban equivalent?
Yeah.
Yes. An agricultural town. Okay.
It's some parts of my town are urban, mostly are agricultural. Got a little business.
Yeah,
and
downtown. It's pretty agricultural down there.
Got the business area. A lot of
All right.
landlords.
Okay, what do you got for us on dinosaurs, Josh?
Okay. This is... Usually I play a drop, but for some reason it's not working. Of course, like everything does.
Okay.
But
The
T-Rex
drop is just a
noise.
dinosaur noise, right?
Yeah, it's like the T-Rex from
Jurassic Park.
Park.
Yeah. Okay.
What's
So-
that?
All right.
I can't even mimic.
How dare you
It's like.
even
No, it's Godzilla.
It's one of those
Yeah, right.
cool noises.
That's a funny troll meme. like always love the Jurassic, like the T-Rex roar, and then you click on it and it's Godzilla.
Hey, that's good,
Yes.
man. That's good.
Oh, we should do.
All right, what do we
Someone
got
should
here?
do that.
I want to hear this noise. This is supposedly what the T-Rex really sounded like.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Actually, I want to see that.
What did the T-Rex sound like?
I'm all in.
You
for
wouldn't be in the
this.
minority to believe that the T-Rex sounded something like this.
Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
This sound is probably one of the most recognizable sound effects in all of film, terrifying cinema goers for many years. It was created by combining a baby elephant, crocodile, and tiger roar together. But is it really what the T-Rex sounded like? For years, we've speculated what the Tyrannosaurus would have sounded like, using animal sounds to try and replicate it. The howls of wolves, roars of tigers, and the trumpeting of elephants. These sounds have resonated with us throughout history and informed us on whether something's big, small, or threatening. But have we been looking at it all wrong? Well, to find out, we have to look towards the state of Texas. Professors at the University of Texas
So what
have
does
been
it sound
researching
like?
on what the T-Rex would have sounded
I
like,
know.
and instead of looking
It's
at
getting there.
modern-day mammals for research, they've been looking at birds and alligators, close relatives to the dinosaurs. And they say that the T-Rex wouldn't have roared at all,
What?
but instead it would have made a sound that's less loud and much more unsettling.
Oh,
They
give it
found
to
this
me.
out by scanning the brain case of a Tyrannosaurus fossil, which contained outlines of the hearing organs. It turns out that the T-Rex had extremely sensitive hearing organs, and it was especially good at picking up low-frequency sounds, even lower than most humans can even hear. And it wouldn't just have been heard, it would have been felt. They stated that the T-Rex would have sounded something like the Jaws theme.
What?
Yeah, exactly that. Just like an orchestra, a bassoon.
Using audio editing software, I've
No, it
replicated
sounds
what
a
the
little
T-Rex
different
would
than
have
that.
sounded like, and for the first time in 66 million years, you're about to hear the distinct sound of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
If it's a
And
fart,
it would
I'm
have
gonna
sounded
fight
something like this. The T-Rex wouldn't have the need
that's
to
kinda
open its mouth,
terrifying, right?
thanks to
Yeah.
closed mouth vocalization. This is common amongst birds and reptiles, and the noise would have travelled through vibrations. This sound would not only be the most terrifying noise you would have heard, but also felt, as it vibrated through your spine, getting louder and louder as it drew closer. Chris Packham of the BBC had this to say.
Let's unpack that.
That was a lot. My brain is melting.
Yeah, like that's
I'm stressed. I'm
that's
stressed out.
that's terrifying, but it feels so incredibly wrong that it's almost blasphemous.
Yeah, but I mean, like, crocodiles don't roar.
You're right. They
Right.
don't. They
what
hiss.
lizards
Well,
roar?
They're not lizards.
You're
they're
right.
birds.
Oh yeah. What
I mean,
birds roar?
First, all the concept art I'm seeing is like giant chickens nowadays, and
Yeah.
giant
Well, no,
now
that-
it's giant
yeah, they
chickens
chirp.
that make the Jaws theme, and
Just chirp.
Well, because it's like chirping, right? Like it's like chirp, 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 but it's like right. It's resonating in its head.
True.
Yeah.
Because the chirp has to do with like the size of the head
bird,
and like
yeah.
the size of
Yeah.
the beak, and that grows with the size of the bird itself.
ugh, man, as a dinosaur lover, I have trouble with.
I think that was pretty awesome. I actually am shocked at how close it actually sounds to when the T-Rex is like looking at stuff in the movie. You know, like
Mhm.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
slowly moving. It actually matched that pretty bang on.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't have the roar, but it has that like haunting, like breathing, reverberation. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like good on John Williams, I guess. Did John Williams? John Williams did it. Of course he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly. I mean, imagine that coming up on you and just feeling it, and then you're like, oh no, because of all of those humans that were around.
Right.
No, but like if you're another dinosaur, like, and you just feel that like
No, that'd be
on your
wild.
skin, like your skin's like vibrating.
I'm just so upset about the chicken concept art, and I mean it's probably closer than the. I don't know, man. I mean,
Concept art?
well, what else do you call it? Artist renditions.
Yeah, artist renditions.
I like concept art better. I mean, they clearly look like giant, scary reptiles to me, but
Yeah.
what do I know? I'm not a marine biologist.
Is that a Metasaurus?
I have to go to the washroom. I'll be right back.
It's okay, dude. It's okay.
Alright.
Go to the washroom.
Go to the washroom. Does that mean bathroom in Canadian? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he has a separate room
Where
for
he
washing.
washes. And another room where he be. Canada. Oh, Canada. Go get to the washroom. I was like British, but
Yeah.
eh.
British.
Well, let's finish this video while Dale's gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this quote. Well, it's probably gonna say the quote.
Well, I turned down the audio, so
Okay.
go for it.
There is a sort of primal fear that is associated with sounds like that. And when you think about it, T-Rex didn't need to roar. It needed to be able to communicate over the huge areas in which it hunted. Isn't a roar like louder than that though?
Yeah, but roars are usually for intimidation from predators.
Why would T-Rex need to intimidate anything?
Exactly.
I
So
get
he
it.
doesn't need to roar because he
But
doesn't.
could
need
he
to
roar if he just wanted to?
If he wanted
like if he
to?
wanted to be cool and just make a movie for us, could it roar? Like, it
If he-
seems capable. That's all I'm saying.
If he really wanted to, though, could he? I don't know. They probably don't have that.
Do I even want to know what a T-Rex really look like?
I don't like that. I'm not even gonna look at
They
that.
look like vultures.
Ugh, bro, they're skeletons.
Yeah, they're like vultures.
Nah.
You know what? Let's do random dinosaur of the week.
Let's see random dinosaur of the week.
Wait, where?
Yeah, does it ruin it for you? They need to be like terrible lizards.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, the whole bird thing is like,
Because really, who cares what they were?
I do. I'm a big dinosaur guy, and the thought of like giant birds is so much less fun than terrible
lizards.
thunder lizards. Okay, this week's dinosaur of the week, Pisatosaurus. And it's cool looking, and Josh is going to blow up the image.
Just gonna look it up on Wikipedia.
This looks like a Pokemon. It looks like a a Stegosaurus, but not one that walks on four legs, one that runs.
Oh, that's fun.
Or not a Stegosaurus, a Triceratops, but not a Triceratops, like the small Triceratopses. I forget their name.
But it walks on its hind legs.
Yeah, but it walks on hind legs.
But it's like hunched over.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
fun. I like that dinosaur. And it has a funny tail.
Okay.
Yeah.
About 2
now we're
meters.
talking.
A little bit less than 2 meters long.
Another really cool looking turkey.
Say that, Stefan. What is that word?
I'm going with Satacosaurus mongoliensis. So you know it was found in Mongolia because that's what they do with all the names. It's a weird name that no one can pronounce, and then it's where they found it.
Plus, like, the end part that makes it a little bit more difficult to pronounce.
It sounds like we would have eaten most of the dinosaurs.
I think we would have eaten a lot of them, and I think we would have been eaten by a lot of them.
Maybe in the beginning. We would have figured it out.
I think you're right. Yeah, this is a fun one. I'm a fan of this one.
Yeah, I like this guy. Okay, let's see. Okay.
How do they
that's-
know that it had hair on it?
Okay,
on
that's a
its butt?
stupid beak face thing.
I actually like that face.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a fan of that
And
face.
then what are these side horns?
I don't know, just maybe for poking. Maybe a little poking.
Little pokies?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have little spots. I don't know. That's a pretty cool dinosaur. Cool dinosaur of the week.
So what do you have to tell me about otters?
Oh my god. Let's go otters.
The dark side of California sea otters.
Okay. So first of all, we're gonna talk. I haven't like uploaded the video I took today, but I went to Morro Bay, which is a bay in California that has.
Is it in Morro?
It's Morro Rock. It's a big.
Is it always tomorrow there?
But
Yeah. Anyways. Wait, okay. We're going to be honest with you, Dale. Is Washroom a Canada thing?
I knew it. Okay, so when I went, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna make." I hope they don't make fun of me.
they're gonna make crafts of me.
Oh, we're going to make
because
fun of
yeah, when I was down there for D23 at Josh and Angie's, everyone made fun of me for saying washroom. We say restroom, we say bathroom, washroom. Some people say toilet. Some people say toilet.
Toilet.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just like.
So you guys have extra genders of bathrooms?
We just have extra bathrooms, just lots of just different names for things. People call it like a sofa or a Chesterfield or a couch.
Chesterfield.
I'm gonna go to the Chesterfield.
Yeah, I know. It's like
You know what? From
it's
now
'cause
on,
we're more English than you guys.
I'm
so
going
it
to the
just-
Chesterfield.
We're more English and more French, so we get weird stuff.
Well,
You
I
guys
pointed
rejected
it out,
humans.
and
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
No, it's fun. Yeah, we just say washroom. I'm sorry.
No,
I was-
don't
I-
apologize for Canadianisms.
I was
Yes.
just washing myself, though. That's all I went to go do.
Okay, see? That's... Do you have...
So did you not go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I did. I'm just messing.
Oh,
with
okay.
it.
All right, cool. Okay.
I was going to say, I think for
I was
some
like,
reason...
wait.
Yeah, there's too much snow to use the water.
Oh, is it snowing?
Yeah, no, it's
Just
like the
just
North Pole
always
here.
in Canada, the whole
Yeah.
thing is just snow all the time.
I'm dripping with ice.
Just
Ugh.
snow and syrup.
Yeah.
The dark side of sea otters.
Oh my god.
Come on,
today-
man. I got to know.
Today I went to Morro Bay, and I'm going to cut to the chase. I watched an otter rape and kill another otter.
No way.
I took a video of it, and I didn't put it up there because I didn't have time, because whatever. I just took it. Me and my girlfriend went to Morro Bay just to walk around. I had the day off work because we didn't have anything to do. I got off early. Anyways, there's a bunch of sea otters there, so we were walking around looking at the sea otters and stuff, and then we see one of them, and there's like a smaller brown one, and then there's like a few bigger ones that have like a white head. And I guess those are the males. They're bigger and they have white heads. And then the females, and usually a lot of the females don't last very long because their mating practices usually include raping and killing the female. And usually they're young pups that can't even breed.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sounds like Hollywood.
Dude, I didn't...
Sorry.
Oh man,
Stefan.
No, it was a timely joke.
My bad.
Oh, it
It
was,
happens,
I mean, come on, though.
It happens in New York too, all right?
yeah,
Make sure to put
Um,
that in there. Anyways, so
nowhere in between.
Not at all.
I watched. So the big one snatched the small otter out of the
Ugh.
water, just grabbed it, rolled around, and held it under for a few seconds. Turned back around and had it like on his belly. Turned it, and the female one was just like resisting the whole time. And we were just looking. We're like, "What is that? Is that like a baby that was going on? You know, its belly, whatever, like floating for safety or sleeping or whatever." Which is what the parents for all of the children were saying to their children as they were sitting right next to us watching this.
No,
the otters.
it's taking a nap. Look away.
I don't think any of the parents knew either. Like, we were watching it and saying, like, dude, that otter's getting raped right now.
Yeah.
And, like, he was, like, serious thrusting. Like,
They should-
serious.
They should put up an information plaque so people are like, "Oh, I'm going to read about the otters." What?
Ugh.
So
Man.
I watched a young
horrible.
female otter be raped and killed today.
Dude,
in
that's
the most
crazy.
serene of settings.
You should have went to Starbucks.
So here's something that I learned after that, because I was like, is that what happens like on a regular basis, or is this kind of a weird thing? And so
Is it only Californian otters that do this? That'd be weird.
I think so. I'm not
What?
lying. I
No.
think so. So
Harvey Weinstein used to swim in the ocean with all the sea otters, and they're just like, "This is what you do."
You know, it's funny. It's probably only the California otters that do this, and then they go to the otter convention. They tell all the other otters how to live. California otters are the preachy otters,
true. You know what? Those otters should.
and then at the otter
Secede
at
from
the
the
otter
union.
at the otter Grammys, they tell all the other otters that they're the ones that are living wrong.
Stefan, read this.
Do I have to read the otter rape article?
You have to.
Oh God, where should I start?
Just right from the top here. Not the whole thing, but I mean, actually, a good amount of that is really interesting. And it explains it way better than I can because this is like scientific, like this is like science research. And I just watched otters get it on. So basically,
I don't want to read all this. Do I have to read all of it? It says the otters are cute and cuddly. Disease.
okay,
Did you
yeah.
know that you can get serious diseases from sea otters?
Toxoplasmosis? Yeah.
If
no.
you handle an otter or breathe the air close to a dead otter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
just like
crazy.
just like cats.
Oh, yeah, you can get toxoplasmosis from cats.
I don't know what that is. Is
Oh,
that
dude,
fun?
it makes if you give it to rats or
Brain-
if rats have it, they're no longer afraid of death. Yeah. And so they will it's like a parasite that's eaten by a rat and then the rat is attracted to
dies
the pheromones
propagate
of,
the.
dies to propagate the whatever not a virus but whatever.
Gotcha. This is probably the part that you want me to read, right? Sex and violence.
Let's start out with kidnap and ransom.
Male sea otters will kidnap sea otter pups and hold them underwater until the female gives up her food? Jeez. This
Yeah,
happens often
assholes.
enough to get its own term. Hostage behavior. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is brutal.
These guys are a-holes.
And they're like they look like they're having fun all the time. They're like, cute and cuddly and like, the old cartoon PB&J otter. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
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 Well, if you think about it too, the mother is just trying to raise either a daughter that's going to be abused by these like male otters or like a son who's going to be an abuser. What a terrible culture these.
You know what, Dale?
We
It's
should
funny you mentioned otter moms because the next section is called Bad Mom.
what
Sea
did they
otters will abandon pups to die of starvation if the mom isn't healthy enough to raise the pup. That's kind of actually normal in the
do?
animal
Yeah, that's like
world.
adoption, but like to the ocean.
You can you can see the females getting skinnier and skinnier as they raise their pups. So really, you can't blame the moms. So why is that section called Bad Mom?
So like the children are parasites on her body, and sometimes like she can't make it and has to ditch like the virus. Oh my god!
I
These
guess.
Yeah.
Why do these creatures? What eats these creatures?
Sea lions, right?
Yeah, sea lions
Oh, good.
and
yeah, go sea lion.
sharks and
Yeah.
and orcas.
Sea lions are loud and annoying. They bark.
Yeah.
We have seals. We do not have sea lions.
I'm pretty sure we have sea lions. there.
Google sea lion. There's a gnarly picture of a.
Do you guys have a lot of orcas?
No,
No,
we
not
never
very
see
much.
orcas. We see some humpbacks.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I
Um,
guess do they come? No, where are they going to? Oh, they're going to Hawaii.
Hawaii. Google sea lion
Wouldn't they? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, look,
about to eat penguin or something like that.
there they are.
Those are not sea
No,
lions.
yeah, it's a California sea lion.
Those things are harmless. I couldn't eat an otter.
Sea otters, sea
Yeah, those otters
lions,
look pretty
sea-
nasty.
Yeah.
A lot of chaunchy dudes, a lot of affliction T-shirts.
Yeah, so here's the.
Type in nature is metal
Oh, here's
sea
where
lion
I was today. Anyways, nature is.
metal.
Oh, that sea lion back there could eat an otter for sure.
Yeah, look at that thing. That thing's
Thing's massive.
massive. The males are pretty big. They're all pretty big.
Let me
Hey,
see if I can find
do you guys watch My Hero Academia?
I don't.
I don't know what that is. What
I
is that?
don't even know what
Jump
that is.
on it. It is a anime, but it's an awesome anime.
This is the
Uh,
picture that I'm sorry.
It's about superheroes. 80% of the world has a superpower, and so like the whole world's
Interesting.
different. And yeah, I don't know. Makes me cry like every 2 episodes.
Really?
Really?
yeah, it's like really really well written that way. You're just like you can do it, Deku. You can do it, man. I
I'll have
believe
to
in you.
check that out.
It's
Wait,
pretty
what,
rad.
What did you search, Steph?
Okay.
Sorry.
Nature is metal sea lion penguin.
And you know that penguins are pretty small.
I know, but the sea lion that I'm
Sea
thinking
lion
of.
raping a
No,
penguin?
I don't want that.
Okay.
Go to images. I've
had
had
enough.
enough rape for this image. Look at how terrifying That is not a California. That's not what a California
That's
sea
a
lion
leopard
looks
seal. That says right there, leopard seal.
I think that.
All
I think
right.
that's a dragon.
like. Yeah, you're right. It does look like a dragon, right?
It's like a giant. That's such
Leopard
a weird
seal.
animal.
Okay. I was wrong. Sea lions, fat, stupid.
Have you ever seen a camel spider?
I've seen
Gnarly.
a picture of one. I've not
Those
seen
ones-
one in real
those bother
life.
me. They bother me.
Yeah.
So let's get into let's get away from penguin
Wait,
rape,
One more thing that you
Oh,
need to
okay.
read
Okay.
is this right here.
sex and violence from an actual article to purport your claim of.
Yes.
Okay, sex and violence. Sea otter males pursue the females relentlessly during mating season. Even after they are caught, female sea otters vigorously resist mating.
And I watched it.
So vigorously that the males hold the female's head underwater to subdue her. Sometimes females drown during mating. Because the male bites the female on the head to subdue her, females suffer serious wounds during mating, often biting the nose off of her face. In one survey, 4% of female sea otter deaths came from these wounds, and males will continue attempting to mate with dead females. How do these things propagate?
These things are fucking assholes. I hate
They
them.
are. And they were so cute when we were looking at them, and I was like, dude,
Mm.
that one's raping another one.
God.
Yeah.
So thankfully, seal rape leads right into James Gunn and.
It does, I guess.
Oh wait, no,
I'm
it,
just
it
playing,
goes
man.
it goes right
It's-
into
it's
actual this,
definitely different.
which
You're gonna look them. Believe it or not, zoo in Egypt paints donkey with stripes to pass it off as a zebra.
have you seen this article, Dale? Have you heard
No.
of this type of thing here?
Well, no, but it's hilarious.
So there's a guy that went to this zoo, and he took a picture with these zebras, and then a bunch of people looked at this and they're like, I don't think that's a zebra.
Yeah.
And then so a bunch of people have been finding this, and then this is Chrissy Teigen on Twitter.
Chrissy Teigen from Twitter.
She's
Yeah,
what is
Twitter,
her?
yeah.
She's like a personality. She's
I don't know what she is. I don't know what she's from.
She's on. She's what's his name's husband. I don't. That doesn't help at all. Chrissy Teigen. People know who she is, but I don't know what she's from. She says, "I've seen a zebra. A zebra is a zebra is a zebra, but a painted donkey, I have not seen. Sign me up."
Honestly, I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, I mean, actually, like a painted donkey is kind of neat, but it's just so funny how they tried to pass it off as like exotic animals in Egypt. Oh my
That's
God.
interesting.
Yeah,
Let's end on
Do they are zebra even in like northern Africa like that? I thought they were pretty.
no,
pretty,
I don't think they are. I really do not think that they
I
are.
feel like it'd be easier for somewhere in Africa to get a zebra than most places.
That's true. You can get pretty much everything there. I mean, just depends on shipping. Shipping to Egypt. I guess
True.
there's some zoos in China that do this also, that have like tons of fake animals. They had one where there's a giant dog that that they dressed him up as a lion.
Oh, God. Oh.
Okay, sorry. So
So James Gunn. Let's end on James Gunn.
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy cast defends James Gunn. Do you have the tweet?
I do.
This is gonna be our pop culture section. I don't want to read all this. Dale, have you read this?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you haven't read it, go read it. Do your due diligence and practice reading, everybody.
Yeah, I'll put the link on there. Also, it's on the screen
Internet.
for people watching the video, and it's on the internet everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
So Dale,
but-
this is probably something that you have a lot of opinions on. Have you talked about this on any other platform yet?
No, because I kind of just like quit the DCC. I
Gotcha.
stopped doing it. I was like, I did it like a couple times, and I was like, meh, I don't actually care about doing the news anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to a place where I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm just happy with it. And I kind of just, I don't want to, I don't know. I'm just having fun now, and just having a good time, and doing meetups and stuff, and there's work involved with it, but yeah. Anyways, when this episode comes out too, feel free to come on Twitch and like promote it and stuff, and you can like share the link and all that jazz and say hi to everybody, and then I'm sure people will come. It won't be very many, it'll be like 10, but
we're used to that.
Yeah. We're used to 10 or less.
Yeah. Okay, so James Gunn. All right, first off, everyone, just right off the bat, comedy cannot be censored. You're not allowed to censor comedy, okay? That you're not, like, if you do that, you are wanting to have a totalitarian government, which is good for you. You want to have a totalitarian government. So you can't otherwise censor comedy. Comedy is a very important part of our society, and the freedom to have comedy, and comedy is something that is judged actively. When someone says something, you laugh or you don't laugh, and gauged on that, a person is successful at being a comedian. And so you cannot judge it beyond that, because it takes so many dark things. It takes everything about society and sends it back to us to help us process it. That's what comedy does. Like, as soon as there's freedom in South Africa after the apartheid, comedians, and Trevor Noah is able to rise out through people not being allowed to have stand-up comedy at all. Mm-hmm. So it has to be protected. And if someone is hired for a job and that stuff was knowledge at the time, you can't fire someone for their job. Like mm-hmm. As an employee, as someone who works at places for jobs, I don't want them to be able to just fire me because they've changed their mind about how they felt about something.
Well, especially because they had to have watched everything that he did to hire him. You know, they don't pick a director just off of nothing. Right. You know, so, you know, like we were talking before.
Guardians of the Galaxy has the Sam Pollock painting in here. Like, he's joking about having so much cum all over his inside of his spaceship that it would glow. Like, hello?
I know. That was a good one. There's so
a great
many
joke.
Yeah.
But, like, come on.
Yeah.
That's who you hired. And he seems like a really great guy. People seem to really love him, and we are supposed to measure people by their actions, especially when they're comedians. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah.
And you know, I understand part of it where it's like, I mean, I don't agree, but I get that Disney wanted to cover their asses because a bunch of people saw this, because it's, you know, the cool thing to do now is to go back and look at people's past and just bring shit out to get people fired.
Right.
Because you don't like their political views.
Yeah. And I guess it's both sides are doing this, like the alt-right, and is it just the alt-right?
No, it's both sides.
Oh, okay.
Back and forth.
Oh, it's definitely both sides.
Not that I think it's a two-sided argument, because I think, like, one is like we hate everybody and everything, and another one's like we're women. So, mm-hmm. You know, and I think, like, they get the brunt of it all. And we definitely should be protecting women more on the internet, like as like not as like hero protectors, but like create a culture and a society. Like, if you were at your office, you wouldn't like just sit by as like a colleague of any gender was just like being, like just had like visceral being thrown at them or whatever, right? So. Mm-hmm. I think I think the thing that has ruined the internet right now as a culture is early on everyone was like, "Yep, jerks are on the internet. You don't go on the internet if you don't want to listen to jerks." Mm-hmm. And then trolls and assholes and like the worst people ever exist in the YouTube comments, and it's like, We just were like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone who we all are interacting with it, and we've come into this as like culture, and we're like, ugh, what's going on here, guys? Like, this is what. Women can make video games, psychos. Like, what are you talking about? Like, stop abusing. What are you doing? Like, why is everyone showing their penis? Like, stop doing that. Like, it was like the entire world just like joined into the internet. It was like, hey, what's going on here?
What
It was like it's like a parent.
is this?
Yeah, it's like a parent who like walks in on his kid like doing like drugs and like having an orgy with his friends, and you're just like, what is going on here?
Drug orgy.
Yeah, you guys just made macaroni and cheese, and now you're. Like having a drug orgy.
I think
the internet.
Part of the problem with it is internet has become so mainstream that kind of you don't have to be on the internet. Like,
right.
If you watch, Fox News or CNN or MSNBC at night, they show, these
internet.
Tweets. The internet comes to people who aren't normally on the internet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then they have an opinion about it, and now everything on the internet, everybody has an opinion about, because it's not it's not stuck in its troll chamber anymore. It's everywhere. Yeah, it's being fed.
Well, and so I think too, like old people and dumb people weren't protected well enough. Well, okay, like less smart people. I don't know,
No,
but
just
they're dumb.
dumb people.
There's
Say
people
dumb
who are kind of
people.
dumb. People who like are just some.
There
some
are
people just
dumb
don't,
people. Just say
Yeah, connect the dots. I don't think they were protected well enough from the internet either, because you're right. They didn't have access to the internet. Like America took a really long time to get everybody onto the internet, and I still think has really, really low numbers comparatively. And so those people only had like one source, which is television, and then they're like, oh, I don't know anything about the internet. And it's like, well, you probably know more about the internet because you have a delivery system that's just like barraging you with internet information. Like, it only comes from the internet now. And I think that they weren't prepared enough to know that you have to ignore the trolls on the internet. And so they were like, well, no, like a presidential candidate can only tell the truth, guys. Like, no one ever makes up just false lies just to piss everybody off. There must be truth behind it. And it's like, well, unfortunately, that's not the case, and you just weren't educated on the internet, and now you have a president who's an internet troll.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird that Twitter has kind of become a resume for people now. And then at the same time, it's like a war zone.
Yeah.
It's so weird how, even like the country we talked about, the Iran stuff with, Trump calling out Iran on Twitter.
Ugh,
And ending the like the agreement that they had for de-armament. Like, what?
On Twitter.
Like, why? What was wrong with it? Like, what?
Yeah.
What were we giving? Like, what were we giving them, or what did we want? Like, my 7-year-old son said, okay, Canadian 7-year-old son, I do not push my politics onto him. Like, I don't push. When he asks questions about religion, I talk about it as neutrally as possible. I also like studied religion, so I do know about religion, so I can give him like the actual information as well. But I just kind of deliver it, and I tell him about as many religions as I can. And so I do that with like information. I don't really tell him that there's a left or a right. I just tell him like, what do you think and how do you feel? And so my oldest son Dash made a joke about thinking Donald Trump's funny and liking Donald Trump, but he's like because he's like derpy, like he thinks he's like a doofus. And Jude was like, no, Dash, do you want to go into a cage? Do you want to be taken away from mom and dad and be put in a cage? If you like Donald Trump, that's what you would want. And I was like, whoa, like I've never talked to you about that ever. How do you know about that? And like, that's a very good and strong opinion you have on it, but still, like, like a 7-year-old is able to figure it out.
Yeah. It's
from another country.
Yeah. 7-year-old from another country. And I mean, you have like internet influence and TV influence and
Of
stuff.
course.
But
of course.
But it's interesting to see people kind of wake up to certain situations. But on the other hand, I have a ridiculous sense of humor where some of the things that Trump does I think is funny, just
Oh well, yeah.
because we're
of
going
course.
down the drain
Again,
either
yeah.
way.
If comedy can't be censored, then like you can't censor the fact that you laugh at a person when they do things, or like
Mhm.
like they do stare at an eclipse. So
I love that
like,
picture so much.
That is one of my
like,
favorite pictures.
just all of all of it. It's just like it's funny watching, like when you hear him talk and begin a sentence, and like his sentence structure and the words he says, and like I laughed my entire way through the election, being like, no one will ever take him serious. Like
Wow.
it's too much of a gag. Like I like that's how I had felt, right? Like, and it just kept being more serious, and I kept being like, who cares about emails? Stop talking about secret emails, everybody. It doesn't matter. Every government official has secret emails. You know why? Because then you can do secret things.
And everyone
you have to do
does
secret things. Yeah, like come on. Do you think Donald Trump has just open emails? Yes, he has.
He would be the type of person to have open emails.
No, he wouldn't. Did you see how he has conversations with his lawyer?
Yeah.
So we're gonna pay cash for that. Oh no. You're not gonna pay cash for that. We're not gonna do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? Who talks like that to people? Are you like in a Martin Scorsese film? Like, come on.
That would be interesting. Martin Scorsese
Doing a
directs.
Donald Trump movie? Do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
all in,
fictionize the
man.
present. Let's fictionalize the present.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's gotten kind of ridiculous on both sides, but
Well, it's a pendulum. It goes
Oh,
back
sorry.
and forth.
Okay, sorry. I have to clarify something. When you mean both sides, do you mean the Republicans and the Democrats, or do you mean like what do you mean by both sides? Just so I know.
I think we need a third party. We're never going to get there,
Oh, yeah.
but
Yeah, like
I
a
think
major third party. We have
a
like
major
a
third
bunch
party.
of parties, and
A
they're like
centralist
whatever.
party.
Yes, the woke centrists.
The woke
Even though
party.
the
The
problem,
woke centrists.
the problem with American politics, though, is that the Koch brothers successfully what they succeeded in doing, which was really trippy to watch them do it, is their goal wasn't to win elections. Like, it was the goal is to win elections, but their goal was to push the pendulum to the right so that it didn't matter who they control all the elections, because now the Democrats and the Republicans, it doesn't matter who's in power because their politics have moved so far into their scope.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you get more comfortable radicalism, because it always existed, but it's more comfortable now, and that's why it exists now, because you've pushed the pendulum so far right. Like the left, like Hillary Clinton, if you look at her list of policies, are like really Republican, and like it's when you compare it, especially like past previous Republicans and stuff. So, that's the problem, and so you kind of actually need like a liberal party.
Well, I mean,
And,
I've always been like a libertarian, but the thing is, I don't agree with everything libertarian, because some things are kind of ridiculous. But then on the other hand, it's like, it'd be nice to be able to pick and choose things, but not have to pick a side.
Don't pick. You do not need to pick an ideology, because picking an ideology means that you have to follow things. Like, I think what happened is that people picked Republican and conservative, and then the Republicans and conservatives said, like, this is what it means to be these things, and people kept being like, yeah, I guess you're right. 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 And same with Democrats. And it's so much about their team that they lost their politics. And so you need to you don't want an ideology. It's like, what is the issue? What is the best thing we can do? It could be that we make a conservative decision, like in the sense of like not acting or protecting ourselves. It could be a socialist decision where we think of the people above like government profit or capital gain. Like, you have to just take each issue and try to figure out what a solution is that works for a large group of people. And in Canadian politics, centralism is like a huge part of it. Like, our right wing is like more like like a harsh, I would say like Democrats now, but maybe a little harsher, not like a Bernie Sanders. Mm-hmm. No, that's to left. Sorry, I mean not like I don't know, all of the politicians in America, and and then like so we have the Liberal Party, which is centralist, and then we have the left wing, which is like the NDP, and because they exist, they push each other. You can't go too far one side because you can never get those votes because you always have a central leaning, like 40% of the people.
Mm-hmm.
So 40% of the people always are leaning because that's we all right. Like, and so you don't even really have to go vote a lot. Like we had a conservative party in our country for 10 years, and there were a lot of like poor decisions made, but like life wasn't so like it wasn't like we're getting rid of healthcare and we're like reneging on every accord that we've ever signed, and like we didn't disrespect our country of the past, you know, and the decisions that were made in the past.
But it's also a cultural thing, I think, with America right now.
Well, you had to fight for your freedom. I think it like really stems from that. So it's like you had to fight for freedom. We asked for freedom, and I think that kind of just like boils it down to the like the difference in a lot of things.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, you know, like I think there's like this fear of like what is yours, you know, and you see it. I would say that one of the groups and countries that you see it in a lot is the French. Like that's kind of a stereotype of the French in Canada, right? If you're in Quebec, you have to have like. French has to be bigger font than English and stuff like that, and those rules were put in place to preserve culture, and so it's like protective that way. And I feel like America like has a long history of isolationism and protectivism. That's usually where you make most of your money.
Well, when I say things have gone too far in either direction, ABC News: Trump pauses during remarks to sip water. BuzzFeed News: have water bottles become the new symbol of the alt-right?
What?
Yeah, okay, so that's too far.
This could be a whole podcast in itself.
Yeah.
Do you think James Gunn will come back?
You know what? I think that
Why would he want to take the job?
that
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is that, you know, they might try to get him back, and he'll be like, you know what, screw you guys, I already have a project going on right now. You know, he could have just made a decision and, you know, totally blew off that whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing because he might be bitter about the situation.
and I think what's done is probably done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really like. It's not like a Roseanne situation where you can kind of do like a revival show with and just remove the cast member. Like it's the director and it's just like his fingerprints are everything now, everywhere in the MCU. I don't know how that didn't buy him any cred like it did. Like I know John Lasseter obviously has made greater achievements and was at a greater position in the company, but like he gets an easy exit.
Yeah.
And like James Gunn gets like full fired. Like really, like words are worse than actions.
Yeah, you know about the John Lasseter. He's the chief creative officer, and one of the co-founders of Pixar. And he had been accused of some
and
sexual.
And he was the COO of Disney as well.
Yeah,
animation.
Disney Animation. So he was basically sexual misconduct from multiple females that he worked with. And
they had like a way to block his hugs and stuff.
Oh, God.
They had techniques to get around his molestation, if you will.
Yeah, easy exit for him though.
Yeah, exactly. They give
Direct
him
instant firing for a joke that you made 10 years ago.
Yeah. So that's where.
Yeah, the world's backwards again. Like that's kind of why
everything.
I left YouTube. Right, like I made Shannon in Network 1901 made a video about saying how much she loved a character, and then all she did was get attacked and like dudes just saying horrible things. I made a video calling out dudes saying horrible things, and all I got was love, and it was like, what was going on? Like, why do we live in this backwards world?
It is backwards, really, and I don't know if we should embrace the backwardness or if we should actually actively try to do something about it.
I don't know, man. Positivity, I think. I think positivity and celebrating each other's differences and just like because then we just get more comfortable with everything, and like our barriers just go down as a race, and we can just kind of get to the core problem of things and not worry about Roseanne. We can like worry about like the environment, which like like we could, like, our collective minds focused on something more important would be beneficial for us all. So watch me on Twitch to waste your time.
Oh yeah, what?
As I play video games.
So Dale Wentland.
Yeah, we're past your time.
Dale
You gotta
knows.
Get out of here, right?
Yeah.
Hideous Homer in the Crackhouse. This was a good one, man.
Yeah.
It's fun. Dale, it's always fun, man.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for letting me go dark with you guys. Yeah.
Oh, we could go darker.
I know. I feel like I
Yeah.
held back just a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
It makes me sad though. I get sad when I go too dark sometimes.
Yeah.
it's okay, man. You gotta embrace it sometimes.
Sometimes you gotta get a little satirical with it.
So Dale, you gotta go eat your Toronto,
Oh yeah. My
Corn-
Calgary ginger beef sitting on the stove.
your Toronto ginger beef and
Toronto,
Calgary hot dogs, and me and Josh have to record a Star Wars podcast. So
I feel attacked. Canada doesn't appreciate this. You're on notice.
I hear Toronto's very nice.
Yeah. No.
No.
Basically, you can go Vancouver. I guess Toronto, but Vancouver. I guess you can check out Stampede if you want to see people behave poorly, and then you can go to Montreal. Yeah, Calgary Stampede. It's like a giant rodeo where everyone gets drunk and has sex in the streets.
Where is this?
Yeah, in Calgary.
In Calgary, okay.
Yeah, just look up Calgary Stampede photos right now. Go ahead. And then, and you'll just like, obviously it's not going to be pictures of people having sex, just so you know.
Hold on, I'll turn off safe search.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And then Montreal, and then you could probably skip the rest.
All right, Dale. Enjoyed your Vancouver fried chicken, and we'll catch you soon. All right, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
dang,
Man.
this is crazy. All right, Dale.
All right.
See you guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dale.
Thank you so
Take it
much.
easy, man.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Dale knows.
Bye.
If you enjoyed the Cool Shit Show, episode number 2, Horrible Homer and the Crackhouse, you can follow us, Star Wars After Hours Podcasts on Twitch, Star Wars After Hours Instagram, SW After Hours on Twitter, StarWarsAfterHours.com. Go there. Patreon.com. Star Wars After Hours Podcast. $3 a month to support the podcast. Bonus episodes, early access to ad-free episodes, uncensored. Giveaways. Cool Shit Show. After our first few episodes, Cool Shit Show will be Patreon exclusive. So if you liked it, don't miss out on it. Because we're giving you a little taste. And then we're going to pull the plug. Save it for Patreon.
Patreon.
That's Patreon in Spanish. It's not. I just made it up. Made that up.
I think you could be right on that one.
Patreon. Sounds right. Anywho, that's it.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.